quickly. I sat beside her, our shoulders touching gently. I reached out and held her hand. She didn't pull away, but she didn't look at me either. Her eyes stayed on the floor, somewhere far away from where we sat. After a long pause, she whispered, "Do you know what I want more than anything?" I didn't ask what. I knew. I didn't need to guess. We had been together for years. We'd been through nights that didn't end and days that felt like storms. We had shared laughter and pain. And in all that time, she had stood by me. Through every mistake, every struggle. She stayed. She never asked for much. But I knew this was something her heart held on to quietly. Marriage. Not for the party or the photos. Not for the dress or the show. But for the feeling of being chosen. The feeling of being permanent. She never pushed, never raised her voice about it, but I saw it. Every time we walked past a wedding shop, every time someone announced their engagement. That quiet longing in her eyes. A silent ache. Like she was trying not to hope too much. I squeezed her hand tighter. "I promise, baby. We'll sign the papers soon." She looked up at me, searching for the truth in my eyes. "You always say that," she said quietly. I nodded. I knew. She was right. I had said it before, many times. Something always came up, the money, the timing, family problems. Life just kept getting in the way. "But," I added, "this time I mean it. I've already been looking at dates. I've spoken to someone about how we can make it happen. I just didn't want to bring it up until I knew I could give you a real answer." Her eyes softened. That tiny light of hope returned, but I could also see the fear. She had been let down before, not only by me, but by promises that never became real. By plans that stayed in our minds but never touched the ground. She whispered, "I don't care about a big wedding. I don't care about the dress or the stage or anything else. I just want to be yours. Officially. That's all." My chest ached. I wanted to tell her that she had always been mine, that in every quiet night when I lay awake, I thought about our future, about our kids, our home, the meals we'd cook, the birthdays we'd celebrate. But the words didn't come out. Instead, I pulled her closer and placed my forehead against hers. "Soon," I whispered. "I promise. This time, I won't push it back. You've waited long enough. I've waited long enough. We're doing this." Her eyes shimmered, her voice dropped even lower. "Please don't change your mind." I held her tighter. "I won't," I said. "This time, I won't even let myself breathe until we do this." That night we lay in bed with a quiet between us. But for the first time in a long time, the silence didn't feel heavy. It felt hopeful, like something new was on the horizon. The next morning I woke up earlier than usual. She was still asleep beside me, her face calm, her hand resting near mine. I didn't want to wake her. I just stayed there for a while, watching her breathe. I thought about how long she had waited, how much she had held inside without saying a word. I got up slowly, dressed quietly, and before leaving, I wrote her a small note and placed it on her pillow. Just a few words. "Went out to handle something important. Trust me." I walked out the door, heart beating faster than usual, but I felt steady. I was ready. First stop, the local history office. I didn't know the exact steps, but I was determined to figure them out. I asked the woman at the counter everything I could, what papers we needed, the documents, the fees, the dates. She gave me a paper with all the instructions, and she smiled kindly, like she had seen people do this before. Nervous, hopeful, ready. I left the building with that paper in hand. It felt like more than just a paper. It felt like a promise I was finally bringing to life. Next, I went to get passport photos taken. I made copies of every document they might ask for. I didn't want anything to delay this. She wouldn't expect it. I wanted it to be a surprise. Maybe she'd think I was rushing, but I wasn't. If anything, I was late, too late. but not anymore. When I returned home, she was sitting on the couch holding the note I had left. Her face lit up when she saw me, but she tried to hide it. "Where did you go?" she asked casually. I didn't answer right away. I just walked over, placed the papers, the photos, and the copies gently on the table in front of her. Her eyes widened. "Is this for the marriage registration?" she asked, almost in disbelief. I nodded. "Everything we need. I already checked available dates. I thought maybe we could pick one together." Her eyes filled with tears. Real ones. Not the kind you try to blink away. She looked at the papers, then looked down. I moved closer, wrapping my arm around her. "I meant what I said. We'll sign them soon. And this time I'll show it." She leaned into me, her voice soft like a breeze. "Do you know how long I've waited to see you take this step on your own?" I nodded again. "Too long," I whispered. We sat there for a while, saying nothing. But everything was being said in the quiet. That silence was no longer heavy. It was full of love, full of meaning. She picked up the papers again, holding them like they were something precious. Not because of how much they cost, but because of what they meant. We talked about dates. She didn't want anything big, just something simple, something that felt like us. That night we held each other close. No space between us, no worry, just warmth, just something real, something that finally felt like forever. The next few days felt lighter. She moved differently, laughed more softly. Even her silence had changed. It no longer carried sadness. It held peace. We went to her parents' house to collect some documents. They didn't ask many questions, but I saw the look in their eyes, a mix of hope and hesitation. Her mother looked at me a little too long, but she didn't say anything. She just handed us an envelope. Outside, I asked if she was okay. She smiled, slipped the envelope into her bag, and said, "I'm more than okay. Just a little nervous." I wanted to say me too, but I didn't. I had to be steady. She had waited long enough for me to stop being scared. Back at home, we sat together, filling out the form. Line by line, our names, our parents' names, our birthdays, our addresses. It felt strange writing it all down. It felt official, but it also felt beautiful. This was the start of something we had been building for years. But then, just when everything seemed perfect, we found out the date we had chosen was already taken. I saw it in her eyes, that quiet, kind of heartbreak. She didn't cry. She just folded the paper carefully and placed it back in the folder. But I knew she had imagined that date in her head, the way the day would look, the small things we'd do. And now, it was gone. I didn't wait. I picked up the phone and called the office again, asked if they had a cancellation list. The woman on the phone said yes, but it was a small chance. I added our names anyway. When I turned around, she was behind me, holding a cup of coffee like it was the only thing keeping her calm. "You didn't have to do that," she said softly. "Yes, I did," I replied. "I promised. We'll find a date soon, not eventually. I don't want you to wait another year just because of one day." She smiled. A real one this time. Not just gratitude. It was relief. It was love. And it was everything. We didn't need the perfect date. We just needed the right moment. And finally, we had reached it. Together. The days went on, and though we hadn't locked in the exact date yet, everything started to feel more certain, more solid. She began humming around the house again. Little tunes while doing the dishes, soft songs while folding laundry. It was like a part of her that had been quiet for a long time was finally coming back to life. I noticed the way she looked at me, not with doubt, but with a quiet kind of belief. And I carried that belief carefully. I didn't want to break it. We started talking about small things we wanted for the day. Nothing grand, nothing that needed to be rented or borrowed or dressed up too much. just what felt like us. She said she wanted to wear something light, maybe a white curtie or a simple sari. She said she didn't want makeup, just her hair tied back and her favorite earrings. I told her she would look like the most beautiful bride in the world. She laughed and said, "That's a big title for someone who just wants to sign papers and hold your hand, but that's exactly what made her the most beautiful bride to me." Her love didn't need an audience. It didn't need decoration. It was real, strong, and gentle. Just like her. A few days later, we got a call. There had been a cancellation. A date was available next week. I looked at her as I hung up the phone, and she already knew by the look in my eyes. "Is it really happening?" she whispered. I nodded. "Next Thursday, if you're ready." She didn't answer with words. She just walked over, wrapped her arms around me, and held me like she'd been waiting to do that her whole life. That night, we told her parents, then mine. There were quiet smiles, a few happy tears, no big speeches. There are moments in life when words feel like they fall short, when no matter how much we try to express our feelings, they don't quite capture the depth of what we feel. But I'm going to try, because today, I want to tell you how much you mean to me. I want to tell you why, every single day, I am so grateful that you are mine. I think about it all the time, the fact that you're in my life, the fact that I get to share it with you. It overwhelms me in the best way, and I just need to say it. I am so grateful that you're my woman. I remember when we first met. At the time, I didn't know what was going to happen between us. I didn't know if you'd be someone I'd see again, or if we'd just cross paths once and go our separate ways. But something in me, something deep inside, knew that this was different. From the very first moment, there was this feeling I couldn't shake, a sense of comfort, of knowing that this was someone special. It's like I recognized you in a way I couldn't explain, and from that point forward, I started feeling like my life had just changed. At first, I didn't want to admit it. You know how it is. Sometimes when something feels too good to be true, you hesitate, thinking it might slip away or get lost somehow. But with you, I couldn't help but fall deeper. Slowly, quietly, I began to realize that you were the one I had been waiting for, even though I didn't know it yet. And that realization changed everything. I'm grateful for you in ways I don't think I'll ever be able to fully express. I'm grateful for the way you make everything seem easier, how your presence alone makes my world brighter. You have this gift, this calming energy that makes everything feel okay, even when it's not. You have a way of turning bad days into something bearable just by being you, just by showing up. You're the anchor that keeps me grounded, and I can't even begin to explain how much that means to me. The way you laugh is one of my favorite things about you. It's not just the sound of it, though that's beautiful in itself. It's the way it lights up your face, the way your eyes sparkle. When you laugh, it feels like the whole world becomes a little brighter. It's contagious, too. It's impossible not to smile when I see you laughing. Your joy has a way of lifting everyone around you, and I am so lucky to get to be the one who experiences it every day. You've shown me what real love is. And no, it's not just about the big gestures, the fancy gifts, the surprises. It's about the little things. It's about the way you hold my hand when we're walking together, how you always check in on me when I'm having a rough day. It's in the quiet moments, when we're not saying anything, but everything feels right, just because we're together. I've learned that love isn't about grand declarations. It's about showing up, being there for each other, and caring deeply, even when words are hard to find. I am so grateful for the way you love me too. You love me in ways I never expected, ways I didn't even know I needed. You listen when I speak, even when I don't have the words to say what's really on my mind. You make me feel heard, truly heard, and that's something I'll never take for granted. You encourage me to be a better version of myself, not because you want me to change, but because you believe in me. That belief, it means the world. Every day with you feels like a gift. There are so many memories I cherish already, simple moments, but ones that I know I'll hold on to forever, like the time we spent together on a quiet afternoon, just sitting next to each other. We didn't need anything else. Your presence was enough, or the evenings we spent talking until we both lost track of time, sharing our thoughts, our dreams, and our hopes. In those moments, I realized that we were building something special, something that would last, something that mattered. What I admire most about you, though, is your heart. It's pure and it's kind. You don't do things because you expect something in return, and that's a rare quality. You give without hesitation, and your selflessness shines through in everything you do. You're the kind of person who makes the world a better place just by being in it. I've watched you help others, put their needs before your own, and it's something that inspires me every day. I'm grateful for your strength. You've shown me that true strength isn't about being tough all the time or having it all together. True strength is about resilience, about facing challenges head-on and not giving up. It's about picking yourself up when life knocks you down and keeping going with grace. You've faced your own struggles, yet you never let them define you. Instead, you've turned them into something beautiful. Your strength has made me stronger too. And let's talk about how you love me, how you love us. You've made our relationship something I never thought possible. I used to wonder what true partnership looked like, and now I know. It's what we have. It's the way we support each other, the way we lift each other up, the way we face everything, good or bad, as a team. I never have to question where you stand because I know you're always there. And that makes me feel secure in a way I never thought I would. You are my rock. You are the calm in the storm. I don't know how I got so lucky to have you by my side, but I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to be thankful for you every single day. Thankful for the way you love me, the way you make me laugh, and the way you just are. You're everything I could have ever asked for and more. As I think about the future, I can't help but feel excited. With you, the future looks so bright. I see us building a life together, taking on challenges, celebrating victories, and making memories. I look forward to all of it, because I know that as long as I have you with me, I'll be okay. We'll be okay. In a world that can feel uncertain, you're my constant. I'm so grateful for you, for all that you are, and all that you do. I'm lucky every single day that you are mine, that I get to call you my woman. Thank you for being you. Thank you for choosing me. I promise I will never take you for granted. I will always be here, loving you, supporting you, and cherishing you in every way that I can. Because you deserve nothing less. I could spend hours just talking about all the ways you've touched my life, and I still wouldn't be able to do justice to how much you mean to me. The way you make even the smallest moments feel significant. How, with you, everything feels more vivid and alive. Every day, I find myself noticing the little things about you that make you so uniquely you. The way you smile when you're lost, in thought, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you're passionate about, how you always seem to know exactly what to say when I need comfort. These are the things that make me fall even more in love with you over and over again. But what really moves me is the way you show up in my life, not just in the good moments, but also when things aren't so easy. You've seen me at my best. And at my worst, and you've never wavered. You've shown me through your actions what it means to truly love someone. Love isn't just a feeling. It's a choice. You choose me every single day, and I am beyond grateful for that. You choose to stand by me, to support me, and to share your life with me. That means more to me than you could ever know. There's a special kind of peace that comes with knowing you have someone by your side who will always have your back, no matter what. With you, I feel safe. I feel understood. And when things get tough, I know that together, we can handle anything. It's such a powerful feeling, knowing that we've got each other. There's no challenge too big, no obstacle too strong, because we are a team. You and me, always. I've learned so much from you. You've taught me about patience, about kindness, about the importance of seeing the good in others. But most of all, you've taught me about the power of love. You've shown me how love is not just about words, it's about action. It's about being there when it matters most. It's about lifting each other up when the world tries to tear us down. You've shown me that love doesn't come with conditions. It's given freely and without expectation, and in return, it grows and flourishes. I love the way you encourage me to chase my dreams, to reach for the stars. You believe in me even when I doubt myself, and that belief gives me the strength to push through any obstacle. You see the potential in me when I can't always see it in myself, and because of you, I feel like I can do anything. Your unwavering faith in me makes me want to be the best version of myself, not just for me, but for us, for the life we're building together. The love we share has made me realize that it's not just about the big moments. It's about the everyday moments that we sometimes take for granted. The quiet mornings when we sit together with our coffee, the lazy evenings when we watch our favorite shows, the simple conversations that last late into the night. These are the moments that make up a life, and I am so thankful to be able to share them with you. You've taught me to appreciate the small things, to savor the quiet, peaceful moments just as much as the exciting, adventure-filled ones. We've built something beautiful together, and every day, I'm in awe of it. Our bond, our connection, it's something rare and precious, something I will always treasure. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be. What matters is that we have each other, and that's enough. With you, I've found my home. I've found my person. I am done hiding her. This is her. Right here. The one I've waited for. Loved in silence, kept close and quiet, not out of fear, not out of shame, but because some things are just too precious to be shown too soon. For so long, I held this love close to my heart, in stillness, in private smiles, in messages only we read and moments only we felt. We had our world, untouched by noise, untouched by pressure, and for a long time, that was enough. But something changed today. Maybe it was the way the sun broke through my window this morning, soft and gold. Maybe it was the way she smiled at me while pouring tea. Or maybe I just realized that some love stories are too beautiful not to share. This is her. The one I kept safe from the world. The one who turned my ordinary into something rare. And now, I want you to see her the way I do. This morning felt different, like something big was about to happen. I woke up early, my heart already full of thoughts. I looked over and there, she was, peaceful and soft, wrapped in the kind of stillness that makes you believe everything will be okay. I planned everything quietly. I chose our small living room, the place where we've had the deepest talks, shared the most laughter, and felt the safest. The lighting was warm, golden, soft enough to feel like a memory. I set up the camera, adjusted it until it caught the room the way I see it when she's in it. Then I took a breath, a deep, shaking breath. Not from fear, but from the weight of what I was about to say. And I pressed record. I didn't want it to be dramatic. I didn't want it to be perfect. I just wanted it to be real. "Hey everyone," I said, smiling but nervous. "Special day today." The words hung in the air like something holy. I paused for a second. My hands were trembling a little. "I'm done hiding her. This is her. Right here." The words felt powerful as they left my mouth. I could feel something shift in the room, like the truth had finally arrived and it wasn't leaving. As I spoke, my mind wandered back through the days we've had, the soft mornings, the silly arguments, the long drives with no direction, the random ice cream dates, the times we cooked meals together and ended up just laughing over burnt toast. I remembered how we met, how she wasn't loud or pushy, just warm, kind, and quietly steady. Her smile lit up something in me. I didn't know it at the time, but that smile would become my favorite place. She lifts me when I feel down. I said to the camera, she brings light into every corner of my life, even on hard days, especially on hard days. And I meant every word. There's something about her presence that softens the world. She never needed to be the center of attention. She never asked for any stage. All she ever wanted was to love, quietly and truly. And in that quiet love, I found everything. I told a story, one of my favorites. The day we randomly decided to drive with no plan, we ended up at a hidden beach, a place we hadn't even known existed. We laughed until our cheeks hurt, danced barefoot on the sand, and watched the waves crash as we spoke about dreams, fears, and things we hadn't said out loud before. That day still lives in my heart like a bookmarked page. That day made me realize I didn't just like her, I needed her. Then came the moment, the big moment. I turned toward the door. My heart was pounding. I wasn't sure if it was from nerves or joy or just the weight of the reveal. I took another breath, deeper this time. "All right, everyone," I said. "Here she is." I opened the door slowly, and there she was. Her eyes met mine first, wide with surprise but soft with knowing. She had figured it out. She saw the camera. She knew what was happening, and she smiled. My God, she smiled like sunlight. She walked in, hesitant but glowing. Her fingers played with her sleeves, the way they always do when she's unsure but brave. I reached out and took her hand, pulled her close to me. "This is her," I said. "The woman I love." She blushed, just a little, and said softly, "I can't believe you're doing this." Her laugh, light and airy, filled the room. "I'm so happy right now." And so was I. More than happy. Relieved, grateful, overflowing. We sat beside each other, our hands still joined. We laughed, we talked. We shared inside jokes that made no sense to anyone else. And for the first time, it didn't feel like a secret. It just felt real, honest, right. I looked at her and said, "I've kept you to myself for so long, but I don't want to anymore. I want people to see what I see in you." She looked back at me with tears in her eyes, but smiling, still. "Thank you," she whispered, "for seeing me, for loving me like this." We watched the video back together after filming. Every second made us smile. Every small moment felt like gold. It wasn't fancy. It wasn't scripted. But it was us. And that made it perfect. As we sat side by side, watching the video play back, something soft settled between us. It was more than comfort. It was that quiet, deep knowing that what we had built, away from eyes, away from opinions, was real. We didn't rush anything. We let time shape our bond. Every conversation, every quiet dinner, every shared sunrise, all of it led us here. And now the world would finally see what I had known for a long time. This woman is the one I was waiting for. We didn't always have it easy. Love, even the best kind, has its storms. There were moments when life pulled us in different directions, when silence sat between us longer than we wanted, when doubts whispered in the corners. But even then, even in those unsure nights, I never stopped feeling sure about her. My heart always came back to her, like a compass, like home. And every time we came through something, we came through stronger, softer, closer. There's something sacred about a love that survives the quiet seasons. The kind that isn't loud or flashy but steady. The kind where even silence feels like a conversation. That's the love I found with her. We didn't post every moment. We didn't share every kiss. But every moment meant something. And now, I'm ready for the world to see her through my eyes. Not just the pretty smile or the way her laugh fills a room, but the way she remembers small details, the way she believes in people, the way she stood by me when I didn't feel like much. When I look at her, I see the reason I kept going when I wanted to give up. I see the warmth that carried me through the cold. I see the love that didn't demand attention but deserved all of it. She's not just my partner. She's my peace, my safe place, my truth. I remember one night, not too long ago, we sat in the car during a quiet rain. We weren't saying much, just watching the drops race down the glass. She reached over and held my hand. No words, just warmth. And I thought to myself, this is what love feels like. No performance, no pressure, just presence. That moment stuck with me. That moment told me everything I needed to know. She was the one. Today is not just about showing her face. It's about showing our truth. It's about saying, yes, this is the love I've been carrying. It's about no longer needing to hide the best part of my story. I've always believed that real love should be protected, but it should also be celebrated. And today, we celebrate. We celebrate all the days we kept to ourselves, all the tiny wins, all the held hands, all the tears we wiped for each other. We celebrate the fact that we made it here. She turned to me after we watched the video and said, "It's beautiful. You really see me." And I said, "I always have." Because it's true. I saw her before the world did. I saw her when she didn't even see how beautiful her soul was. I saw the strength in her softness, the fire in her calm, the grace in her every move. And now I want the world to see it too. We talked about how this moment would change things, about how once the world sees what we have, there might be noise, opinions, judgments, but we weren't afraid. We've already walked through enough together to know that our foundation is not built on what others think. It's built on us, and that's why we're ready. I looked at her again and said, "Do you remember when I told you I'd introduce you to the world one day?" She nodded. "You're doing it now." And I smiled, because I was. Not with flash, not with drama, but with heart. She leaned her head on my shoulder. "I love you," she said. "I love you too," I whispered back, and that was it. No big speech, just truth. This isn't just a video, it's a promise, a beginning, a chapter turning, a story finally being read out loud. From now on, I won't speak in riddles or poems only she understands. I won't blur her out of the pictures. I won't keep her behind the curtain. She deserves to be seen, and I'm proud to show her. We laughed again because we always do. Her laugh is my favorite sound. It's where my peace lives. And as the camera rolled, I knew this memory would live forever. "This is us," I said, holding her hand up to the screen. "This is what love looks like for me. And I hope when you see her, when you hear our laughter, when you watch the way she looks at me, I hope you feel what I feel. Because this is her. This is the one." And I waited a long time for her.